saying, I'm not worried. He did it again there against the Gale, saying, I'll do it again. And people don't learn. Crazy Racoon banning the Melody can only mean one thing, and that Hmble have the coin toss. And this could be a bit of a nail in their own coffin. They would love to have got their hands on that Melody pick. They would have certainly snapped it up as a first brawler pick if they hadn't been able to do so in that position. And Colette coming in for Hmble, a beautiful first brawler.
Now in the past, in this tournament even, we saw Crazy Racoon go for a crazy Bonnie pick on Safe Zone. Slightly different map, but a lot of the same principles do apply. Bonnie pretty good at the poke down game, and of course can all in onto a safe and start attacking it up close. No surprise to see Colette here from Hmble. It doesn't really tip their hand in any way. It's just a very good brawler. Another brawler that, again, can attack the enemy safe from a relatively safe distance and cycle those supers if any defenders are unlucky enough to get caught in the damage. Lola here, picked up for CR. Just a very, very good mid to long range brawler in terms of that damage output.
We already saw today, against Hmble when Joker had 756 DPS damage with the Lola pick, and they still lost. It was crazy. I've never seen that much DPS in my life. Here it works a lot better. I can hear you with that Bonnie pick. Certainly the first thing I look for is to see whether Crow is banned, if that's the idea, and it is banned. It's a possibility here. For Crazy Racoon, they're going to bring in the Kenji. A dangerous one for sure, and Heist. Is it his best game mode? No, I'm not massively convinced. I was surprised that Hmble actually won that set earlier today with that very brawler. And it's one they cannot snap up now. Certainly, if Boss goes with Colt, I know we're going to be in for such a treat. And no one bans it against Hmble. I still don't know why. Every time in Heist, they seem to bring it in, but this time going with the Bell. It's definitely that safe pair of hands. The mark can be quite influential to land onto the Kenji. But is it going to be enough? It's not the best in DPS.
This is definitely a control-oriented brawler. Hmble are assuming if Crazy Racoon want to try and take up residence in the middle of the map in that grassy area, Boss can actually get some extra value as those shots will bounce between enemy targets that are within close proximity.
Certainly with the Lola, that's their thinking process there, is to simply use that ego and you see Semantic there maybe indicating about swapping lanes
The bell shots bounce between Lola and her ego.
Exactly.
8-bit here for Hmble. Okay, this is an interesting one. I mean, a few different ways you can take this, but this really does scream to me, we want to set up shop in the middle of the map. We want to just dominate in the control game and then start to use Colette to pressure that safe down, use our safe long range, whether it's extra credits or, wall cartridge here from Lukey, or cheat cartridge, excuse me, remains to be seen, but nice way to round out a composition that had maybe questionable levels of damage output. Ah, the old faithful.
If that hypercharged turret lands onto the Hmble safe, it will be decimated in seconds. The Jesse pick is a very strong one for Crazy Racoon, but for Hmble, they've just got to not feed into it and do their very best to avoid giving more power over to Crazy Racoon. Not going to be easy to do with a slow and sluggish 8-bits. And that damage boost of the bouncing shots will go between the two. Without the plugged-in star power, we'll see what that 8-bit is bringing to the table. If that's not the case, then it could be even more challenging to avoid feeding into that Jesse.
Okay, it's going to be cheat cartridge here. For this 8-bit, plugged in, also take it as the star power arc. Let's see how these lanes pan out. Shitampo getting kind of pummeled there by Boss. Gotta respect the 8-bit, and there's the damage booster deployed.
Tensai force back, and now there's the heal, but Boss comes in, and look at that! Tapping up so strongly in that right-hand side.
Damage?
Beautiful mark there from Lukey. The team play is unreal, and as quickly as that, Hmble on the safe.
This is it. The set that Hmble need to take to hold the belt aloft. Crazy Racoon have decent mid-control if they can get there, but they've got to start to win some of these poke battles. Boss is down here. Shitampo's fun has made his way through finally. Now threatens the safe. Moya has an ego up, but it's spaced back from the Lolas. We need to get quite close to get both shooting at that safe. Big damage here for Crazy Racoon. And now they'll get ahead.
A lovely lineup there for Semantic to really line up the turret and some extra damage on that left-hand side. It made for a good defense, but it has pushed Crazy Racoon into a small lead. Tampo forcing that left-hand side, but a nice mark hypercharge there from Lukey, and Semantic staying firm in position, looking to try to earn that hypercharge, of course. If he gets down to the safe, it'll be devastating. Tensai has hits. That's a huge concern for Hmble, but they'll be so cautious now on defense.
But this is what we talked about. Set up shop in mid-arc and be immovable. Crazy Racoon haven't been able to unseat Hmble from this part of the map. Boss was able to fall back. Semantic helps him bring Shitampo down. Crazt Racoon to 51% on their safe. Tensai's got to dodge a whole lot of these shots. Luki does fall, but here's some free damage for Semantic.
Goes in, uses it onto Moya. Not the greatest of connections, let's be honest, but enough damage to give themselves a little bit of a cushioning as we approach the 30-second mark, and Luki is staying so strong on his left-hand side, bouncing his time between that mid, but Shitampo now lurking forwards, marked up immediately. The accuracy of Hmble is great, but now CL can collect themselves and go in for a push.
Playing around that damage booster now. Boss obviously wants to make sure he benefits from speed, and we're switching into a defensive stance here for Hmble. They want to try and pressure Crazt Racoon down before they think to come forward. Mark on Shitampo, Tensai level to star power. Scrappy's hitting hard, 49%. It's getting low. Moya in a press. Ah! There it is!
Semantic!
3 seconds!
He's got it!
Semantic gets Hmbled around. The solo mission onto the safe with the Colette Super. And Hmble are 1 game away.
The crowd is electric.
I'm the leader of the
Coming into this set, Semantic said 1 more set. And now it's 1 more game to take home the gold. Already a swift eradication of Tensai there as Shitampo and Moya left all alone. And these marks from Luki, we gotta talk about them. They're landing every single time on that Kenji, time and time again. And that is the thorn in the side of Crazt Racoon.
Have we ever seen a debut from a rookie on the world stage like this? He has been incredible over the course of the weekend. Semantic though, it's a whiff off that super. Still shielded up enough. Moya definitely has to respect this. Has to watch out for the bouncing damage from Luki. Tensai struggling against the 8-bit. Takes the tap and Boss finishes the job. Shitampo also quite low here. Luki playing from inside that damage booster means the Bell is a legitimate threat. Another ego that's going to be short-lived as Moya has to throw them so far away from himself.
It's just a matter of time before Boss will pick him up. Semantic as well, right into the mid for Tensai. You need to be saving that ring for the safe. Semantic now just going to use that onto the 3 shots that he's able to obtain. Gets the 10%, gives Hmble a small lead.
It's a narrow one, 6% here. Crazt Racoon starting to posture towards Hmble's safe. Boss is down, Moya's a problem here. Has another super available, so the damage output will be dastardly. Semantic just wants to play around the wall here. Boss back off respawn, but the Kenji in the left is a problem.
Tensai has got hypercharge as well, but Luki finds it.
He's
Gets
down.
the follow-up as well. The taps are on point, and now Boss coming forwards there. Not going to be popping Gadget just yet. Wants to reserve it slightly.
They're ignoring
Remember,
him.
Shitampo is on the safe. He is marked up, and he is getting consistent damage
Luki.
in for Crazt Racoon.
Crazt Racoon are ahead now. The Kenji gets to have his way with the safe and brings Luki down. Hmble have got to respond. Super there from Semantic onto the safe for Crazt Racoon. A slim lead here for Hmble. Luki has a second bite at the apple. Still trying to get this Kenji out of the way. It's even at 67 apiece.
A nice takedown there from Boss, and he kept his own life in the process. Not an easy thing to do there, as Semantic was low himself and couldn't necessarily tank. Good taps to the left-hand side. Moya low now, forcing out the ego, but the ego goes down so quickly. Great mark again from Luki, popping the hypercharge, and they secure the right side of Tensai.
Here we go.
Semantic going in, nice hypercharge and some great damage along the way. The time is ticking.
11 seconds left in the game. Shitampo has to go for a super to dodge the shot, but Boss is going to be there at Tensai with a hyper. No turret to use. Hmble, 50%. Crazt Racoon have fallen short. And here we have 3 Hmble guys who just happened to be the best Brawl Stars team in the world.
Unbelievable! Such a phenomenal performance from Hmble this year. Just unreal. The fist pumps and the respect. A wonderful performance. Staying modest keeps you grounded, but being victorious cements a legacy. As they approach the belt to lift it, and Hmble are your Brawl Stars World Champions!
is Semantic has his day. From humble beginnings to glorious ends. That's been the story of this team. Formed for one purpose, to achieve greatness. And we've got to hear it from the boys themselves. Let's head down to the stage, get some words from your world champions.
Semantic, Lukey, Boss. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise one more time for Hmble! Looks great on you, Semantic. How are you feeling?